The god of thunder is missing as all the greatest horrors Malekith the Accursed can summon up are assailing Earth and Thor's friends. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of War of Realms issue number 2 and find out. Alrighty then, so as the comic opens up, Dr. Stephen Strange is earning his keep by using his magic powers as well as the Sanctum Sanctorum to try and ferry people out of the ever-growing New York war zone to safety. You know, at first I thought to myself, man, Dr. Strange is getting a nice little push in this event, and then I'm reminded, oh yeah, Jason Aaron totally wrote Doctor Strange for a little bit. Makes sense. Now that's not to say every other hero on Earth isn't doing their part to fight the good fight against Malekith's army. You got the Punisher gunning down dark elves in the streets, and even Wolverine shows back up. In fact, this begins a hilarious on-running joke wherein every character who meets Wolverine goes, oh, you're back from the dead, huh? How come no one told me you were back from the dead? Logan's saying, oh no, I wasn't really dead, I was just really drunk for a long time. Now in a situation like this, Black Panther, the new head of the Avengers, should be able to raise the alarm and get all the reservist heroes to come and help out. Unfortunately, it's not just Malekith they have to worry about. You see, during all this chaos, the bad guy's ally on Earth, Dario Agger, part-time head of Roxxon and full-time evil Minotaur, pulled off the greatest cyber attack in American history. The good guys have had the bulk of their tech absolutely kneecapped, which means getting together is going to be super difficult, and the bad guys once again have a huge advantage. Although I suppose it's fitting that in a war of gods and monsters, we're not going to be able to deal with this one with nukes and tomahawk missiles. Jane Foster also chooses this time to rejoin the fray after getting into remission for her cancer. She figures what better thing to do than grab a sword and risk life and limb all over again. Heck, she's had her own battles with Malekith the Accursed, which means she doesn't want to deal with the henchmen and the rank and file, she just wants to go right for the bad guy and chop his head off. That's going to be hard to do though, as there is literally a massive wall of everything evil in the Norse world separating our heroes from the cowardly Malekith, but help does come. You see, Odin the Allfather, having survived the assassination attempt in the previous issue, leads the Valkyrie Vanguard and the rest of Asgard forces to reinforce the heroes on Earth, and it is a glorious moment. A nice little visual shorthand that reminds us for all of King Odin's shortcomings as a parent, as a friend, as a person, he is at his absolute greatest in the heat of battle. Why heck, when Freya tells Odin that Laufey ate their adopted son Loki, he even gets a little upset about that, showing that maybe he actually has more tender feelings for the god of mischief than we first thought. Now, with the help of Broomhilda and the Valkyries, Jane Foster once again sets out to try and cut the heart out from Malekith's war machine. The leader might be gone, but in his stead they find the war witches. These nasty arcane elves were actually going out of their way to stop up Doctor Strange and all the other magical characters from using their abilities to their full effect, and once Jane slays them, Stephen is finally able to activate the Exodus spell, getting all the innocent people to safety. Unfortunately, this is an incredibly powerful spell that asks a lot of Stephen, and in the end ends up being more powerful than even he could have thought, getting all the heroes out of New York as well and back to their base. This is pretty bad because leaving like they did means that New York has pretty much fallen to the bad guys, but it also has a silver lining because all the heroes could finally get together and talk shop. They have a battle on multiple fronts now, and because of that they're going to have to use the old Scooby-Doo technique by splitting up into smaller teams to deal with it. Freya and Captain America will lead a team to Jotunheim to track down Thor. With Loki's dying words, he said that he's the key to all of this, and who are they to argue? Captain Marvel and a group of street-level heroes will stay behind to fight the Dark Elves and the other creatures on Earth to make sure that they can't capture more territory. Black Panther and the agents of Wakanda will deal with the cyber warfare, trying to stop Dario Agger and get their tech back. And one final team of bona fide ass-kickers will need to prove they're bad enough dudes to dismantle the Black Bifrost, in doing so taking out Malekith's ability to move his forces around. And if any of those scenarios sounded interested, you can pick them up in the any number of tie-ins that are coming out soon. Whatever the heroes are doing, they better damn well hurry because the war just keeps getting worse and worse. You see, everyone else managed to escape the city, but not Broomhilda. She stayed behind to duke it out with Malekith, and sadly, she didn't make it. Meaning that as the comic winds down, the War of Realms just claimed its first major casualty, and you just know that ain't gonna be the last one. And so that was War of Realms issue number 2, everybody, and overall I enjoyed this issue. It spent a lot of time hammering out a lot of particulars, which you need in a story like this, especially with a war on so many fronts. Jason Aaron definitely brings a lot of fun material, overseeing something that has been such a huge Thor problem for so long boil over to the rest of the Marvel Universe and how different heroes interact with said problem. Spider-Man cracks jokes at everything in sight, Punisher shoots anything that moves, you know, that sort of thing. There's also a lot of nice connective tissue from anyone who's been reading Jason Aaron's other superhero work, be it Doctor Strange talking about the insane price he has to pay for magic, or the fact that Robbie Reyes is actually pretty good friends with Odin. I won't lie though, there definitely felt like there was a little something missing here. Maybe it's the fact that Thor himself doesn't actually appear in what is ostensibly a Thor story. Or maybe that it feels to me like issue 1 and 2 would have actually been a lot better if they were one extra double-sized issue. Ultimately though, I am satisfied and I'll definitely be reading a few of the tie-ins to see where all these different stories they set up here go. Ultimately, I would give this one a 7.5 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have available from the channel. And hey, you know what, if you're in a supportive mood, you can also check out my Patreon link down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. So until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back again next time with more comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye bye everyone.